Good day everybody, hello, it's Saturday, it's time for The Grind Show, a collection of things that are happening in the foreseeable week that you should be prepared for or try to be prepared for. And this collection of information is done using Frontline MCOC's MCOC calendar, which you go and check out, Frontline MCOC, Dan's amazing work. If you want to keep up to date on everything happening in the community, in the contest and stuff like that, make sure to make this particular page your homepage for other types of information, including crystal trackers and blogs and coverage of side quests and other types of information. Let's kick off the show with Saturday today. Is there anything on? No, not particularly. The only other thing that could be on that would interest anybody is there's going to be an alliance war that's on, and so that will start later on in the day after you've done your placement. It's then time to go and get your grind on. Good luck to anybody, and as well because it's going to be very important. You're coming into more of a business end of the required amount of wars, so make sure to get involved with the wars. But yeah, like it's just an alliance war on. I'd say at times like these, look to other content to do, whether or not you're going to be doing some side quest stuff, whether or not you're going to be doing a kind of a grind in Battlegrounds, whether or not you're going to be doing yourself a little bit of event quest. There's plenty of opportunities of things going on to get yourself involved in. On Sunday, there is there's nothing on. Like it's like there's nothing on Sunday. It's completely dead and stuff. And again, I would say just get involved with some of the questing. Like for me, I begrudgingly think I'm going to be using energy and getting more energy refills in order to invest in stuff like getting quests done. Just because I feel like I need to get that done before we get stuff like EOP Acceptance and also Grandmaster Gauntlet. But do bear in mind, because at the point of recording this video, there's no word whether or not certain key champions are fixed for the the people might want to use in the likes of Grandmaster Gauntlet. Do make sure to check forums, check the channel as well to see where we're up to with some of these bugs and issues, and whether or not they're safe to use, because look, Apocalypse is a great champion, and also Human Torch is a great champion for the Grandmaster Gauntlet. So again, it's going to be down to a player's perspective whether or not they're going to be kind of like boom going into it right there and then. On Monday, we do have some like cool stuff that's on. The first thing is for those that spend in Marvel Contest of Champions and have access to the Black Oso Market store, it is going to be a reset of your featured champion, featured crystal that you can go and grab. So yeah, if you're about that, then you know, go grab that one. But there's also some other stuff that's on. The usual stuff, of course. For those that get themselves invested into Battlegrounds, there will be a reset on the store. So if you want to go and grab some more kind of like helpful resources, items and things like that, there will be a reset on that one. There's also going to be an alliance war that is on for those again that get involved with it. Very important week for getting involved with it. And also there's going to be a voting endpoint for the Summoner Choice vote. So for those that know, Summoner's Choice vote is something that is kicking off at the moment. Get involved with it, of course, and it is running to a point where the Twitter wildcard, which will be in effect, there will be, I think, an in-game thing, but also there'll be a Twitter wildcard for this. So there'll be a solo objective for a ballot in-game, and also there'll be a wildcard which ends on the 16th of January, which is very important, and there is a full voting kind of system for that. I might do a video on this, or I might have done a video on this one. I can't really decide on the schedule of things. What else is happening on Monday? Well, it's going to be a Yellowjacket and Thor Arena number 2. Wow, his hair's really blonde for some reason. In any case, we'll be doing some predictions and results for these particular champions. So if you want to get involved with that, just in case you're interested in those two champions. There's also going to be a tier 4 basic arena for those that get involved with that particular stuff. If you like a tier 4 basic arena, one of those 30 units, hey, it's down to you. It's personal preference. And the final thing is that it's going to be a reset of the Incursion milestones. Recently, the top zone bonus reset for the Incursions, which I do need to go back and do, but that's kind of like less on my priority at the moment. But can be quite fun to kind of just have it burning away at the side, because you know you could just do like if other quests are annoying you, you can just go and dip in and do like a few zones of incursions and get some stuff done. Again, down to you, down to personal preference on those particular things. I do like using my Hercules. I do like using my Corvus Glaive in it. So yeah, you know, different strokes for different folks. Now on Tuesday, it was meant to be a case that Titania entered into the basic pool. There's not really anything going on Tuesday. And by the way, if you are wondering or see anything, Titania is actually entered into the basic pool a lot earlier. And one top tip is that if you ever want to find out if the champions entered into the basic pool, is to click on the side here on any kind of crystal, because it will say drop rates and top prize. In that top prize, which you've seen, Titania has gone round many times. So Titania has been added into the basic pool, and this is why the Kabam put that particular messaging out. So if you've seen something say Titania is added into the basic pool, or there's kind of information is she was as part of like an issue, Kabam put her in earlier. It does mean that there's going to be a bit of a, I think, a back burner on champions being added into basic pool. So we'll have to kind of come back to this at a later date. But it just hopefully kind of clarifies if you see any information to say that, oh, she's entering in today. She technically already is in. And handy for those that are holding on to things like Abyss Nexuses or Nexus Crystals that cover a broad spectrum of champions entered into basic pools. Now, on Wednesday, it is going to be a bit more, I'd say, action, right? So we've got Mojos Choice week 2. That will be something that's going to be a thing to do, but it's not going to be the quintessential thing because there's going to be a lot more stuff to do as well. We have got ourselves a new Eternity of Pain, but also we've got ourselves week 2 of the side quest, which allows us to access the I want to say the Speedster one. So Speedster one is the week 2 as we kind of go through on them. But also we've got Eternity of Pain Acceptance, right? It's permanent content. I didn't think this would, I thought it was going to be a temporary, but it's a permanent. And soon a special set of permanent challenges will be made available to those that have become Thronebreaker or higher. The quest is the combination of grief and acceptance, where you'll be tasked of dealing with 16 in the previous, yada yada yada. I think we all know that. And also Carinas Challenges Volume 3, a special set of solo objectives that will further increase pain and difficulty coming January 18th. So that's the Wednesday. That's going to be that dropping. Whether or not you're going to be doing this first day or kind of like waiting around and seeing options, do bear in mind, like if you want to do it once, that's fine, but then do bear in mind as well to do it multiple times and then doing it for a Carinas challenge. Maybe a little bit of a bugbear. I don't know. We have to see the content first to kind of get an idea of that particular stuff as to like whether it is going to be frustrating or it's going to be interesting enough. There's nothing else on for the particular day except for AQ enlistment for those that get involved with the AQ. Whatever you do, whenever you do it, and how you do it, you do the thing as officers and go, okay, let's do the enlistment and the stuff and the things, and you like it. And that's Wednesday in a nutshell. Moving out on to Thursday. Usual thing for a Thursday is that we've got ourselves an Alliance War for those that get involved with Alliance War. Also, we've got ourselves a Class Catalyst Arena. That's the other thing that's on. Do like a nice Class Catalyst Arena. We don't, because the thing is it needs to go with the current meta of the game, and Kabam still haven't shifted around to kind of deliver that. But that, again, it is what it is. With this stuff, we've also got ourselves an Absorbing Man Arena. That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? But it's the way that these champions have been kind of put out this particular year, or the release schedule. That's kind of like what's being done at the moment. So Absorbing Man is going to be entering into the featured, and I think a lot of people are interested to grind up for that champion based on damage output. So yeah, pretty cool. Valkyrie is in the basic arena, and there is a new start to a new AQ cycle on Thursday. So plenty of stuff for people to do, sort of. On to Friday now, and this is when you've got not much going on. I think Kabam might do more announcements things than ever. I think it's just a case of like, here's a load of content, go do it or whatever. So the main thing that's on is AQ enlistment, not AQ enlistment, AW eligibility. This is your this is the final point of eligibility to get involved with, right? That's the first thing to mention. The second thing going on, or the only other thing that's going on, is there is going to be a week 2 of the January 20th round of 4 voting for the Summoner's Choice 2023. Now it's up to you who you vote for, right? But there's going to be the key champions. Whoever gets through from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's going to be important for players, from the ballot. I personally, if I was to predict it, I would say that we would have Gladiator, Spider-Punk, Deathlock, and it's either going to be between White Tiger and Bullseye. If I was to kind of hazard a guess there on being the final 4, I could be wrong. Do I say this time it's predictable? Not quite sure with this particular one. I think Kabam have chosen well with it. But however, though, I feel Gladiator will win overall. And I just feel he'll win overall because of his kind of like element of power to him and the power behind the character, which I get. Is a character that I have wanted for a long time in this game. The same with Deathlock, those two characters. So, yeah, I just think the Gladiator's going to win overall. I'd prefer Deathlock because it'd be my second name is Manning. I'd like to see Luther Manning in the game. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that it will be Deathlock versus Gladiator and Gladiator winning overall. However, I think Spider-Punk could come in with a little bit of weaving with this one and have a sneaky final two to battle out with Gladiator, but Gladiator will win overall. I could be wrong though on that one. It's just how I feel the voting is going to go. And that's it for me when it comes to coverage. And at this point, I normally do like top grind tip of the week. Difficult with this because I think that people are going to get themselves prepared. Content has been a bit weird at the moment when it comes to like auto fighting through stuff, and also people being able to go through lower difficulties of lower based accounts. So I kind of think that it may be a case of trying to grab units, items, resources in order to get themselves to kind of like cover EOP Acceptance, maybe Grandmaster Gauntlet and stuff like that. I would say it's important to go on a grind and start farming for stuff. Terrible always to say that. I mean, I'm having a point where I'm taking a little bit of a break away from Arena. However, though, I feel I'm going to have to be like kind of just pulled back in again to get more revives, health potions, and units in these coming weeks and months, because we've got EOP, we've got Grandmaster Gauntlet, Act 8.2, and there's more stuff to do now, which is not necessarily a good thing, but not necessarily a bad thing. In any case, at this particular time, I would say go, if you haven't done it already, go to back issues and go to lower variants and grab units if you haven't done that already. Go and do Arena. I know it sucks, but use those boosts, Arena boosts, to kind of get a little bit further. Auto fighting through lower content like Act 3.2.6 in order to grab those revives and health potions might be the way to go with that one in order to kind of, you know, top up the revives that you've got. Get involved with those 25 units from the 22-hour event, like level ups on at the moment. Go and level up some champions, and yeah, just try and prepare for the future, because Kabam are putting in content, and it's time, sadly, to get busy. You had a little bit of a respite. Now it's time, sadly, to get to work. Sadly, to get to work. I don't know how you kind of like feel about it. Like I'm trying to take a little bit of a chill away from the game, because it can become a bit grindy and it can become a bit kind of like burn one out. So I'm going to see how I go this month with it and the game. But yeah, go and grab those units, revives, health potions, all those things. Try to not overspend on your energy, because that's another thing as well. I know I've got 70 energy. I must have recorded. I should have been auto fighting through some stuff or getting involved with something. But hey, that's on me. I can't do both. I can't kind of go to something I want to talk about and as well move in energy at the same time. So I need to do that now. So use that free energy. That's going to be key there. That's not going to cost you any units. Move when you got it, and use it at the start of the day. Get units first. Then think about, like, you know, doing a Cavalier, Thronebreaker kind of push, or kind of more difficulty push with that one. And try and find enjoyment. Always remember to do that. And that's been a video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you for some fresh content on Monday. Much love. Bye bye.